Hello everyone. In this video, we will cover 10 important Kubernetes interview questions for the beginner level. Let's start with basic question. What is Kubernetes? Kubernetes is an open source platform used to deploy, manage, scale, and automate containerized applications. It also provides features like self-healing, service discovery, load balancing, and rolling updates. In an interview, you can simply say Kubernetes helps us reliably run and manage containerized applications across the cluster. Next, what is a pod? A pod is the smallest deployable unit in Kubernetes. It can contain one or more containers, and those containers share the same network and can also share storage. A simple interview answer is a pod provides the execution environment for one or more containers. Now, what is the difference between a pod and a container? A container actually runs the application along with its dependencies. A pod is the Kubernetes abstraction that manages one or more containers together. So remember the simple point, the container runs the application while the pod provides the Kubernetes execution environment. What is a Kubernetes deployment? A deployment is mainly used to manage stateless applications. It maintains the required number of pod replicas and also supports rolling updates, rollbacks, and replacing failed pods. In an interview, you can say a deployment maintains the desired state of an application and manages its pod. Next, what is a Kubernetes service? Pods are dynamic, so their IP address can change when they are recreated. A service provides a stable network endpoint and routes traffic to the appropriate pods. The simple interview answer is a Kubernetes service provides stable networking and load balancing for dynamically changing pods. Common service types: cluster IP, node port, and load balancer. What happens when the Kubernetes pod crashes? Kubernetes continuously works to maintain the desired state of the cluster. If a container inside a pod crashes, they can restart the container according to the pod's restart policy. If a pod managed by controller such as a deployment becomes unavailable or is deleted, the controller works to create a replacement pod. A service can continue routing traffic to healthy pods. So the key concept here is Kubernetes self-healing. Now let's compare deployment, StatefulSet, and DaemonSet. Deployment is commonly used for stateless applications. For example, web application, REST API, or front-end applications. StatefulSet is used when applications need stable identity, networking, or persistent storage. For example, databases, Kafka, or distributed systems. DaemonSet is used to when we need a pod running on every eligible node. For example, log collector, monitoring agents, or security agents. A simple way to remember it is deployment for stateless, stateful set for stateful, and daemon set for node level workloads. What is the difference between ConfigMap and secret? ConfigMap is used for non-sensitive configurations such as application configuration and properties, environment names, URLs, and feature flags. Secret is intended for sensitive information such as passwords, tokens, and credentials. So the interview answer is simple. ConfigMap is for non-sensitive configuration, while secret is intended for sensitive configuration. What is the difference between liveness and readiness probe? A liveness probe checks whether the container is healthy enough to keep running. If it keeps failing, Kubernetes can restart the container. A readiness prop checks whether the application is ready to receive traffic. The easiest way to remember this is liveness means restart decision and readiness means traffic decision. Finally, what happens when we run kubectl apply with a deployment YAML? First, kubectl sends the desired configuration to the Kubernetes API server. Kubernetes stores a state, controllers reconcile it, the scheduler assigns paths to nodes, and kubelet works with the container runtime to start the containers. In an interview, you can summarize it as kubectl sends the desired state to the API server and Kubernetes components work together to create and run the required parts. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more Kubernetes interview questions and answers.